Hello and welcome to our episode of the Hidden Gems Show. This is the show where we interview local business owners from around the world. I'm your host, Safir Jamal, and today I am joined by my friend Chris, who is joining us from Mexico City. Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Very good. And you?
Very good, very good. Looks like a nice sunny day in Mexico City. That's awesome.
Super, super nice.
Awesome,
Can't
awesome.
complain.
Awesome. So, Chris, you and I met when I was in Mexico City earlier this year, and you're a business owner. You run Passion Fruit. So, maybe I was wondering if you can tell us a little bit about what Passion Fruit is as a business.
So it's basically a smoothie shop, juice shop, combined with the best traits in the city. Um, you have everything from like local fruits, local juices to, for example, Brazilian fruits like yaca. We've also implemented Lebanese recipes using avocado the Lebanese way. Um, so eating it in the sweet way, unlike they do in Mexico, they do it salty. Basically a mixture of cultures to get the best possible outcome.
I love it. Very cool. And how long have you been operating the business?
3 years. 3
3 years.
years. Well,
Very good. And this is in Condesa, right?
yeah, in the heart of Condesa, in
In the heart of
Tamaulipas,
it.
the land will speak. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. So I want to know what's the motivation for you to have launched a smoothie and juice shop, and why in Mexico City? Tell me. This is a good story.
So my dad opened his first smoothie shop when he was 18 years old back in Beirut. And he grew it to the most popular juice and smoothie brand in the whole country. And I basically grew up in that business. So, like, I was 3 years old, 10 years old, 12 years old. I was in the shops all the time. I grew up with the business. I started growing from one shop to two shops to six shops. And basically, I learned how to operate the business and how to operate this business in, in particular. So, when I came to Mexico, I was 17 years old. And I was like, well, what do I really know how to do? Well, first of all, I don't really speak the language, but I know how to make really good cakes and really good smoothies. And I kind of felt I kind of missed that. You have a lot of juices, a lot of crepe plays, but there's not real authenticity. There just felt like there was a gap in the market that I could fill. And that's what happened.
Interesting, interesting. And what do you see that gap being from what you've seen in
Good
Mexico?
crepes. I mean, well, there are good crepes that are excellent. So there's the gap for excellent cakes.
Yeah.
Smoothies. For example, the majority of people here get their juices and smoothies from the mercados.
Mhm.
But one, they close early. Two, they close on holidays. Um, Sometimes there's a big line to get your smoothie. Sometimes the juice you want is just not there, or they
Yeah.
just don't make it up stuff. So the way I solved the problem was basically open long hours till like 12 a.m. literally every single
Wow.
day. Take
Wow.
no days off, nothing, even on holidays, and just give people the best service possible. But like not 24/7. I wish it was 24/7, but as long as it possibly can. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, amazing. And what about in terms of the product quality? I mean, of course, there's tons of fresh fruit that grows in Mexico. A lot of people have access to some of these amazing exotic fruits in Mexico. Do you see that, you know, a juice is a juice no matter where you get it, just because it's really about the quality and Mexico has great quality produce, or do you guys differentiate on quality at all?
I mean, Mexico and us too, we've been blessed to have the best juices possible like from Mexican soil.
Yeah.
But there are tiers of produce. So, for
Okay.
example, you could buy or the cheap avocado, and then the middle range avocado, and the very expensive avocado
Right,
that
right.
gets shipped to the states normally. And what we try is to always get the produce that would usually be shipped to the states. So, like the top tier oranges, the top tier strawberries, the top tier blackberries, blueberries. So, whatever is top notch produce, we want it in our shops. Um, Another example that isn't very related to the fruits, but our business is crepes. We also sold crepes in Lebanon, and we're the most famous crepe brand too in Lebanon. And I just was craving crepes all the time, but I
Yeah.
just felt like there was this little thing missing. So I started befriending some of the crepe owners around the place where I lived back
Yeah.
then, and the recipes were not very authentic, or they missed one of um the most important ingredients, for example. And it took me a couple months to actually find, first of all, like the very, very good quality eggs. Like you don't want to buy super expensive organic ones because you're not gonna be profitable. So
Right.
what's the best quality type of eggs that can be profitable? Um, what do you call it? La harina. Oh shit, the tongue is coming into
Flour.
my mouth.
Flour.
Flour.
Flour. Yeah.
So usually in France, you have both type of flours, the white one and one called buckwheat, sarrasin.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I had there's a lot of French people living here. And they were all asking about sarrasin, sarrasin, sarrasin. And I just couldn't find it. And it starts for like literally 2 months until I found one supplier that could get me good quality sarrasin.
Wow.
And I mixed it uh with my mix. So French people love it, local people love it, Americans love it. It's just a excellent recipe for everything. But
Amazing. Amazing. I mean,
it took a lot of time, yeah.
as good things usually do take time, so that's good. I mean, I can say when we first met, I mean, I came and I ordered crepes from you, and the crepes are fantastic. And again, I've traveled all around the world. I've eaten a lot of crepes in France. I too like sarrasin buckwheat crepes, and the ones that you made for me were truly delicious. So I can definitely personally vouch for your quality being top notch, which is
Glad to
great.
hear.
Tell me something, Chris. So you've been around this business for a long time. It sounds like you've really kind of grown up in a family that is an entrepreneurial family. What do you think about the entrepreneurial culture in Mexico City?
Um, there is a little bit of an entrepreneurial culture, but not as much as I'd like it. Now, to be honest, I don't see that as a problem. I just got to college, like this is my first week in college, and I've like talked to a lot of the kids in my school, in my major, especially the business major, and they all talk about one thing, and it's how hard it is to actually for them to start a business in Mexico or to get the wheel going. So for me, I honestly see that as a blessing, and since every problem has a solution, so actually trying, and that's hopefully gonna be my next project. Is gonna be based in my school and probably expand it if it does work to other schools. Is well, these kids do want to be entrepreneurs. They do want to have their own businesses, but then they find it hard. So there was a solution. One, create a community for these kids. Like, well, one guy has an idea, the other guy probably has the funding. So, but they don't really know each other. So creating the solution for them to be in a community with fraternal community and get all these ideas going and see what happens, see what goes, see what works.
I
Like
love that.
give these guys a chance before they go into the workforce and like get the 9 to 5 and like then 20 years later you're 30 years old, you have a family and you don't really have time to start the business.
Yeah,
I was
yeah,
very lucky.
absolutely. No, I love that you're thinking about this. I love that you're inspiring kind of your fellow peers to be entrepreneurs and to kind of build those ecosystems, right? And we've seen in many parts of the world that it starts with these types of grassroots movements to build ecosystems. So you have a network effect of people who are building ventures together and playing different roles, and mostly just getting exposure to entrepreneurship in different ways. So I think that's fantastic. Um, as a business owner, and specifically, with passion fruit, what are some of the challenges that you have?
Mm, we rarely have challenges, though. This is the beauty of working in Mexico. But sometimes you can have a lack of produce. So we're we're you we're blessed with this sun, but when it doesn't rain in Mexico, so for example, oranges. If it doesn't rain, then the orange comes out with no juice. One, it becomes
Mm,
super expensive. Two, you're basically buying non-functioning oranges since they don't have juice. So
interesting.
and sometimes uh, the chain is ruptured by basically nature sometimes.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Interesting. Wow, very cool. Okay, there's the stuff that as a consumer, you don't really think about. So very
Yeah.
interesting to kind of see that, right? Well, that's good. Lastly, just to kind of get a sense, if people are coming to Condesa and they're really looking to check you guys out, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you? Should they just walk by the shop? Are you guys online at all?
We do have Instagram, but I'd say the best thing is just come to the shop, say hi, have a little chat, have a smoothie. Probably passion fruit smoothies is my favorite. I have
Okay.
to days, so I'll
Okay.
recommend stuff to have a good chat and probably meet some other cool guys sitting in my shop. Like these guys behind me, he's opening a business income inside, and we were talking about maybe partnering with him inside with his business. And then I have a very cool friend, very good and cool friend of mine inside who's in e-commerce and he's joined the e-commerce market in Mexico. So you'll always find very cool people at my place. 100%.
I love that. I love that. And it sounds like, it's really your personality that attracts these types of people. And, you're clearly a connector, right? And I mean, that's evident just even in a few minutes of conversation with you. It's your energy connects people and you're always making connections. You're introducing people to one another. And, that's really the sense of community that I think you have benefited from for a long part of your life.
Yeah.
So,
I've honestly been bad blessed with this skill. Growing up in the business, you kind of have to do that. And then
yeah.
having it as a natural thing too helps a lot. Just binding growing up in it and having it naturally just connects people with each other very naturally, very instantaneous. Yeah.
Perfect, perfect. Great. Well, I know definitely I'll be coming by Passion Fruit for a smoothie, a juice, a crepe, and all the above the next time I'm in Mexico City. But we'll definitely make sure that anyone who's coming to town, they hear it first that Passion Fruit is a place to go. So thanks a lot, Chris. Really appreciate you taking the time and hope to see you soon.
Always welcome, man. With a pleasure.
All right. Cheers. We'll
Have a
talk
good
soon.
one.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.